I can't believe how addictive Front Mission 3 Remake is. 10 hours in and I'm still craving more. The previous two titles just never grabbed my interest as easily and quickly as this third installment did. And I don't think I'm alone in that, as I have heard viewers of the channel express that the original Front Mission 3 was where their fondest memories of the series came from. So whether you've played the original back in the day and are hoping to reignite those nostalgic vibes, or the remake is your first time diving into the third installment like me, I firmly believe Front Mission 3 Remake is the best place to get started with the series. So the first thing I noticed when playing that helped hook me was that this game is far more accessible right away with a lower difficulty curve and learning curve. Granted, there are still many more detailed mechanics that the game doesn't do a great job of explaining. However, the tutorials cover most of the basics you need to enjoy the game. From the difficulty perspective, yes, Front Mission 3 is easier than either 1 or 2, and I know for some this is disappointing, but for others this is great because it allows you to learn and enjoy the game without getting stuck on one mission while RNG keeps killing you in the final turns. RNG still plays a vital role in Front Mission 3, of course, but your unit's HP and defenses allow you a good deal more survivability, so you don't lose both your unit's arms on turn 2 and have a completely useless launcher just sitting there, which was often the case when I played Front Mission 1 and 2, and it became very frustrating. Of course, for those who do enjoy a more difficult challenge, you can always shoot for the Platinum Medal on each mission, which requires you to play near flawlessly. So jumping back over to another aspect that helps the game feel a bit easier to take in though and learn is the fact that while you have a selection of several pilots, only a team of 4 of them and their Wanzers can be deployed in each mission. This makes managing combat much easier and makes each battle a much speedier affair than in the previous titles where you could control bigger teams. So the smaller, more manageable team, the quicker, less RNG influenced combat, to a point again, and the lower difficulty curve have really helped hook me on the gameplay in Front Mission 3. Of course, there is also the story, which has been really good in my first few hours as well. While the broad strokes of the story aren't particularly stand out with the normal political war drama that most tactics games focus on, the more personal stories of the characters do have a particular draw that keeps me interested in the narrative. Now, granted, I'm nowhere near finishing the story right now, so these are just my initial thoughts and may change once I do the full review upon completion. Of course, all the mech customization is still here as well, allowing you to paint your Wanzers, swap out their parts and weapons, and assign learned pilot skills to the Wanzer's computer. Even the customization seems more streamlined in Front Mission 3, as you are not bombarded with as many parts nearly as fast, allowing for easier experimentation and understanding of the use cases of each part. The addition of the upgrade system, whereby you can increase parts' HP and add modifiers like higher defense, accuracy, evasion, and other stats, can help your Wanzers stay competitive while awaiting the unlock of new and better parts. Then there is the actual combat itself, which with a small team size is snappy and has a much more of a squad-based feel as opposed to controlling more of an army. Each move is a tactical gamble, as losing even one unit can be extremely detrimental to your mission, though you still can complete missions even down to your last Wanzer or even pilot. The addition of pilots being able to leave their Wanzers is really interesting as well, as this can be a quick way to neutralize a threat if you can eliminate the pilot while he's exposed. You can even eject from your own Wanzers to steal enemy ones if the pilot is absent. This opens up a whole new side of the gameplay. Being able to eject from your Wanzer even allows you to take a pilot who has lost their Wanzer or their Wanzer's almost destroyed and jump into one of your allies' Wanzers if somehow that ally has been killed in their pilot form outside of their Wanzer. Then each weapon feels really good and impactful and has its own ideal use. Except for rifles, of course, rifles, they kind of suck. But during battles, you can learn and activate different skills too based on what parts and weapons you are using on each Wanzer. These skills can do things like allow you to attack with 2 weapons at once or defend better when attacked, though their activation is still random as in previous titles. Speaking of defending, my favorite change to Front Mission 3 is that shields are now guaranteed to work rather than just having a random chance to block damage. If you use a shield during an enemy's attack, it will reduce damage based on its stats and cause that damage to only affect the arm that the shield is on. So you can give your unit a chunky arm with a shield, and it can take several hits before taking any meaningful damage that affects its actual combat effectiveness. So overall, I am really enjoying my time with Front Mission 3 on my Switch 2, and I can't wait to finish this video and jump right back in. As mentioned, I'm a little over 10 hours in, and even without finishing it yet, I would recommend this as a pickup if you're a tactics fan, especially if you love your mechs. At the price of just $35 US on the Switch 1 and 2, this is a great, relatively affordable pickup while we wait for the Final Fantasy Tactics remake in September. Hopefully, I've helped shed some light on the game with my initial thoughts here, but stay tuned for my full review once I've had time to finish the game. Let me know what you think of this latest remake if you've already picked it up, or if you haven't, ask me anything about it if you think you might want to grab it. Remember to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff if you enjoyed the video. It really does help the channel, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and keep on gaming.